What's going on, y'all? It's iTalkBall, and this is rebuilding each state. The way this works is I start at a state, there's 50 of them, we're going to choose one today, and I have to win a championship with each team in that state for the NBA, MLB, NFL, and even college football. I plan to eventually get through all 50 states, tons of episodes, insane plays, and lots of championships. Where should we start, you ask? Well, considering I'm from New Jersey, we are going to start off on the other side of the country. We're starting in Washington and going state by state from there. How will it work sport by sport? Starting with baseball, this is my worst sport. I won't be playing these games as I've ruined any legitimate gameplay. Toughest to win, and we need to win the World Series. Next is the NFL, which we can play up to 2 games during the season to help for a playoff push. We need to win the Super Bowl. All college football teams will be the same, 2 games to help their record for better bowl games or a playoff push. One team in the state must win the national championship at some point. This can change depending on the state, and all teams in the state must win a conference championship and get ranked at the very minimum. Lastly, NBA teams, we will simulate the regular season. We can hop into 1 game per series if we want to, and we need to win the championship. So let's dive into the Washington-specific teams. In the MLB, we have the Seattle Mariners. The Mariners joined the MLB as an expansion team in 1977 and have become one of the Pacific Northwest's most beloved franchises. Their greatest season came in 2001 when they won an incredible 116 games, tying the MLB record for the most wins in a season. However, despite that historic year, they were eliminated by the Yankees in that championship series and have still never reached or won a World Series. In the NFL, we have the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks joined the NFL as an expansion team in 1976 and have grown into one of the league's most successful modern franchises. Their greatest season came in 2013 when the legendary Legion of Boom defense led Seattle to a dominant 13-3 record before crushing the Denver Broncos 43-8 in the Super Bowl to win the franchise's first ever Super Bowl. They returned the very next season but fell just 1 yard short of a second straight championship, and more recently, the Seahawks added a second trophy by defeating the Patriots this past year 29-13. In college football, we have the Washington Huskies and the Washington State Cougars. The Washington Huskies football program dates back to 1889 and has long been one of the most successful teams on the West Coast. Their greatest season came in 1991 when the Huskies finished a perfect 12-0, dominated Michigan 34-14 in the Rose Bowl, and were recognized as national champions. Overall, Washington has won 2 recognized national championships in 1960 and 1991 and has produced legendary players and coaches throughout its rich history. The Washington State Cougars football program began in 1894 and has built a proud tradition despite never winning a national championship. Their greatest season came in 1997 when, led by quarterback Ryan Leaf, the Cougars finished 10-2, won their first Pac-10 title in 67 years, and earned a trip to the Rose Bowl. While Washington State has never captured a national title, the program has produced memorable teams, passionate fans, and one of college football's most respected rivalries in the Apple Cup. In the NBA, the Seattle SuperSonics turned into Oklahoma City. The SuperSonics joined the NBA in '67 and quickly became one of the league's most iconic franchises. Their greatest season was in 1979, where they won the championship, and they remained a basketball city for decades before the team controversially relocated to Oklahoma City in 2008. However, there is now a timeline for the Sonics to return in real life, and in this simulation we'll be doing just that. But for now, let's dive into Season 1. Alright, so now that I got through explaining how this is all going to work, let's hop right into the Mariners season, talk about their little roster, and see how things look. They have us ranked 3rd for teams, which is really incredible. We got some pretty good players. Our pitching room is actually, I believe, 1st, the best in the league on paper. So depending on how this season goes, they really could make some noise in this first year, and that would really help me because baseball is the sport I know the least about in this series. So I'm going to need all the help I can get to the point where I told you guys in the beginning I will not be playing the games. But yeah, I did also want to point out the trades in here. Right here we got a 91 overall for a 70 overall. I don't really understand how this works. Why would that get accepted ever? Maybe some baseball heads can explain that to me. This one again, 87, 72, 72 for 360 overalls. Don't really understand that, but either way, we are running through the season and we ended up with 96 wins and at the top of our division, taking on the winner of the wild card playoff game. So yeah, we finished number 1 in our conference and we have a real chance to win this thing. So let's see who we end up playing between Baltimore and Detroit. And before we get to that, let's look at how George Kirby's ERA is up there with Shohei Ohtani. I mean, that's just phenomenal. He only lost 2 times. This is what the field looks like. Man, I mean, yeah, they got a real chance to do this thing. But in game 1, we end up winning 6-5. Game 2, we end up winning 12-4. Game 3, we do lose 6-1. The Orioles are going to win that one. And then game 4, the Orioles are actually going to win that as well, 6-3. So now we're in game 5, and we need to win this one because it's an elimination game. Strike 1, strike 2, and strike 3 right there. Next batter is up, and our shortstop is going to get there and have him out at first. Now we just need one more out to move on to the next round. Let's see what we can do here. And he strikes him out there. 1, 2, 3. Mariners moving on to the conference finals. I mean, you just love to see it in this first year as well. 10-7 ends up being the final score. And we're taking on the New York Yankees. This is the 9th inning, bottom of the 9th, game 1, 3-2. Let's see what happens. Count 1-0 for Randy. Let's see what he could do here, and he's gonna crank one. He just tied the game for the Seattle Mariners. An absolute bomb, 373 feet into left field. Randy Arozarena. I messed up his name. What a shot from Randy. And we have tied this game up. We got a chance to win this thing now. What a shot. Look at that thing. All right, so after that incredible home run, we skip ahead to the top of the 10th. We got him out there. Jazz Chisholm Jr. up next. And we got him on no swing. And then trying to get our 3rd out, and we got him swinging once again. Bottom of the 10th now. The Yankees, we get a little hit. Can it drop in time? Doesn't look like it's going to, and that's our first out. Now we're going to go another fly ball and probably going to be another fly out, and it is. And then our 3rd out, looking pretty much kind of the same. Another fly out. That's the end of the 10th inning. Now we go to the 11th. Yankees out swinging on the first out. 2nd out. Going long. They got a guy on first, but it would not matter. And then we do cover them going to 2nd. And then on full count, Judge is going to be walked. So they have 2 guys on base now. Stanton has a chance, but he does go out swinging. And now it's our turn, 3-2. They get a shot, but it's a bad throw. So off of an error, we will get onto first base. And then another error right here. The 3rd baseman can't get him at first. And now on a 2-2 count, he does get him swinging. So that's our first out. And then a nice little chop up the middle. Tried to get the double play, but he couldn't get there in time, and both men are safe. And then we try to go, but this one is a bad hit, and the catcher is going to make this a 2-out game. Do we have it in us to potentially win this game here? All right, Cole Young in a 1-2 scenario. He does get a bat on it, and it drops. That's all they needed, and the Mariners are going to win this game. Unbelievable baseball. I cannot believe they ended up winning that. Wow. So after that thrilling performance, that was just an unbelievable game. we are up 1-0 in the series, and in game 2 the Yankees would put up 7 runs to our 4, so they would get their get back. But we would win game 3 and game 4, where we shut the Yankees out. Now we hop into game 5. We're up 3-2, and let's see what ends up happening here. A broken bat from our guy. That was ridiculous, but he is going to be out at first. Our second guy, Julio Rodriguez, going deep. Can it get out of the park? It can't, but it's off the wall, and that's definitely going to be at least a double. So we have a guy on second now at the top of the 8th. Already up a run, trying to have some more insurance. That was an awful swing. And then the swing there is going to end up ending the inning, so that nice hit was for nothing. But the Yankees get a nice little hit up the middle here, trying to show some life, get back into this series. Our pitcher, Gabe Spire, gets 2 strikeouts there. And can he get a third? He absolutely can. And now we're on the hitting side of things again. They're going to get us out at first base. Cole Young trying to get a hit. Not going to happen there. And then for the third out, we're going to go deep. Can it drop in time? Evidently no. But this is the Yankees' last chance. Ben Rice trying to go. And he does get on base here. So they start with a single. Can we close the game? Andres Munoz is our pitcher. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but he does get a strikeout there. And then they're trying to get a deep hit, and they do. So the Yankees staying alive in this 9th inning. This is their last chance. They have a guy on second and third now, and we're going to intentionally walk Austin Wells. So we're going to put up Anthony Volpe, and having some Yankee fans, I'm sure they don't want this guy up. They don't like him. And he gets struck out. Absolutely just watching. And then Jose Caballero, can we get there in time? We can. And the Mariners are going to the World Series in our first year. What a start to the series. Can we win the championship in our first season controlling the Seattle Mariners? I did not think this would be the first team. I didn't realize how good they were on paper. Let's see what they can do. We got the Chicago Cubs. We actually escaped the Dodgers, so that's huge. Game 1, we beat the Cubs 6-0. Now we're hopping into game 2 where we're up 3-2. Cubs have a deep hit, and it does drop in time. So now they're going to get a double. Man on second, and they only need 1 run to tie the game. Little play up the middle, but our second baseman does get there in time, so we do have our first out of the inning. Then we got a strikeout there where Bush throws the bat. And then for our third out, can we get there? We absolutely can. Send us to the bottom of the 8th now. A little chop up the middle is going to be stopped by the second baseman out at first. And then we have Cal Raleigh. I don't know why I had such a hard time saying that, but he's going to get the hit. That's our catcher. He ends up at second base, so a nice little double there. And then we have our next guy, Josh Naylor. He's going to get a nice little hit. Can it drop in time? It can't. So that's 2 outs for us. We still have our guy on second. Then we got Dominic Canzone. He's going to go for it. They got a nice little hop throw, and that's going to be the end of the 8th. But it only matters. This is really what matters. And Munoz is going to get the first guy out swinging, second guy out swinging. So that's 2 outs right away. And then Nico, can he get it done for the Cubs? It's a high ball. All we need is a catch to go up 2-0 in the World Series, and we absolutely will. This has been an absolute dream ride. You cannot make up how good we have been playing. Now in game 3, we're up 1 run again in this 8th inning. Cubs trying to make something happen. They're down 2-0. They need to win a game. And then we get this nice little hit here from Rodriguez, but it won't matter. The Cubs guy over there will get there in time. And then our next guy is going to get struck out. So now bottom of the 8th, we got to play some defense here. High ball, fly out for us. Then They're going to go high again. And we will take these high balls all day and night. Another out. We just need one more to go to the 9th inning. And a nice little chop is not going to matter. We're going to get him out at first. That'll be the end of the 8th. And now we just got to survive. Little hit. That's going to be our first out of the 9th. Try to get some runs here to add on, but I don't think we will. That's 2 outs. And then Brendan Donovan trying to go. Nice little curve on it. But that eventually, when it does drop, will be our 3rd out. And then we hop into their side. So this is what matters. We got him swinging on the first one. Pete Crow Armstrong. High ball. And it is going to be a walk. So 2-1. Nico is going to be walked as well. Munoz not normally doing things like this, but he just hit Mr. Balestros over there. So now the bases are loaded with 1 out. A bunt is caught by our first baseman, so that'll be our 2nd out. Smart play from the Cubs does blow up in their face. And now we just need 1 more out, and he gets out swinging. Give the Mariners a 3-0 lead in the World Series. Who would have thought it? Unbelievable stuff here. In the first year we have taken over, we are already up 3-0. And now in Game 4, Suzuki immediately cranks one 423 feet. The Mariners, we're up 3-0, but it doesn't really matter in this game right now because the Cubs are making us work. It was 6-6, that home run, and then that absolute great hit, giving the Cubs some momentum at the bottom of the 8th here. A nice little play there, and we will challenge on this pitch. The call is overturned as it does hang on the bottom of the box there. Strike number 3. Then Matt Brash, our pitcher, is going to get that 2nd guy out, and a nice play from our 2nd baseman is not going to matter because the throw was not great. And now there's 2 guys on base, and a nice hit from the Cubs curves and stays in. So the Cubs will score a couple more runs at least. And it's already 9-6 since hopping into this Game 4. And then this high hit from Ian Happ is going to end the 8th inning. But it doesn't look like we're going to be able to sweep the Cubs unless we can have a crazy top of the 9th. We have a guy on base already, but Rob Snyder gets out there. Cal Raleigh, can he come up with something? Not that time. He is going to be the source of a double play that ends Game 4. So now we end up in Game 5. We got Canzone on it now, top of the 8th, up 1 run. Let's see. He gets a bat on it that looked pretty good. It might be off the wall here. Let's see. And it's out of here! 402 feet in the World Series. Dominic Canzone. I did not think that was out of here, but it is out of here. 5-3. The Mariners lead. All right, and then 5-3. Cole Young has a hit now, and that one is going to go far. Will that go out? No, but it will hit the wall. And all of a sudden, we have a 5-3 lead, a guy on 2nd, and no outs. So can we keep pushing? A nice little hit. Shortstop is there. He will get us our first out. That's fine. Rob is going to get us our 2nd out with a rough hit there. And then Cal Raleigh does get a nice hit, and our guy is going to score 6-3. It got past the 3rd baseman, and he will stay at first. No, he will actually get to 2nd in time. And then 6-3, that'll be our 3rd out. But the Cubs need something now, or else we will win, and that'll be our first out. See ya, Suzuki. The 2nd out. Can we get him? No, but that was a nice hit there, so they stay alive. Pete Crow Armstrong is not going to get there in time. That'll be the 2nd out. And the 3rd out was there, but I realized it wasn't the 9th inning, so I'm cutting back in here. But now it's the top of the 9th for us. That ended our 9th inning. Now we're back, and Munoz hits the same guy. I don't know what his beef is with that guy, but it's fine. Next one is going to be a strikeout. Ump had to look at it, and then It's dropping. We get there in time. We just need one more out to win the World Series, man. 1-2 count. Munoz against Happ. What can he do? And it's down the middle! And that'll do it! The Mariners win the World Series on a beautiful pitch that wasn't even swung at. You'll love to see it. Our first year of doing it, we're gonna win the World Series. Unbelievable. And I couldn't step in and help us, you know. So it was CPU versus CPU. They really got it done themselves. I can't believe they did it in year one. So congratulations to us. We got it done. This is one thing off the checklist. And yeah, we're bringing Seattle and Washington back, man. Unbelievable stuff. I can't believe how dominant they were in this run. You know, they only lost a few games. I think they only lost 4 games, right? They lost 2 to the Orioles, 1 to the Yankees, 1 to the Cubs. But yeah, that'll do it. The Mariners, there's the trophy. We're going to be holding it. There's our coach. He lifts it up. You can't believe it, man. Wow. I can't believe it. So that'll do it for the Mariners side of things. We got a ring already. And that's the 2026 World Champions. That's our first championship as well. You know, you love to see it. And in year one, we got it done. All right. After that great start, we're hopping into the Seahawks side of things. And they literally just won the Super Bowl. So we're hopping into the free agency side of things. Signed Deebo Samuel, Nick Folk as our kicker. And now I'm just looking at the roster where you have to do the draft because it was just after the Super Bowl. So now I got to see who I'm trying to put on this team. And, you know, I see the team's deep. I mean, they just won the Super Bowl, so they better be deep, right? They got a lot of 80-plus overalls at every position damn near. The line could be a bit better. So I went with Jermaine Williams. That was a B-. Eli Stowers, also a B- pick. And then I tried Trent Pugh. That was a mess. And that was when I called it. I was like, let me stop trying to draft players. Let me see if the CPU can do it for me. And, yeah, we got the Seahawks now. We got 84 overall. We'll see how that fares. Here's the offense side of things. If you guys are Seahawks fans, I feel like a lot of this looks pretty much the same other than the free agency that I ended up getting. But we did lose game 1, 40-10 to the 49ers. We ended up beating the Cardinals 27-3. For the Bears, we did win that one 31-25. Eagles, we won as well. So now we're 3-1. But then we lose to the Panthers, who we should have beat. We lose to the Rams. Now we got the Broncos, and we lose 34-3 to them. So now I'm looking at the schedule like, well, crap, we got to make the playoffs, because I know once you get around 7 losses, it gets shaky. It's like you don't know if you're going to make it, and we kind of have a tough schedule. So we got the Rams the next game, and did we end up winning that one? We did not, so now we're 4-5. We beat the Raiders, though, so at least there's that. But then the Patriots ended up being the next game. Did we end up winning that? We did not. 4-6. Now we got the Chiefs. The Chiefs are a high overall team. They beat us as well, 14-10. So now we're 4-7, and this season is kind of chalked, and the Giants are 11-0. They're the first. They're the first seed, and as a Giants fan, that's crazy. So now I'm gonna hop into the game. I have to try to save the season.
We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at Lumen Field here in the Soto District of Seattle. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here, as it'll be the New York Giants taking on the Seattle Seahawks.
All right, the Giants start out with the ball. First play of the day is a little play action that ends with a few yards. Then on a 2nd and 8 for them, they get that nice little play to get the first down. 3rd and 2 for them now. They're looking around, and they are going to get their tight end up the middle. And then on this play, 2nd and inches, the running back is going to get to 1st and goal, Tyrone Tracy Jr. And then the quarterback is going to get a first touchdown of the game. The Giants will take a 7-0 lead. So now, Darnold, we get it to Kupp. That's our first play, and the first quarter's already over. We're only playing 6-minute quarters. So we got to make the most of each play. 4th and 1 already. I said screw it, we got to go for it already. And we do get the first down with our new free agency signing, Deebo Samuel Jr. Darnold, though, on this play, gets it to our guy, Jackson Smith-Njigba. Tried to do a little juke, couldn't get far. 7-0 still. Can we get something to happen? Cooper Kupp on a 3rd and 9. Very generous animation, but we will freaking take it, man. And then on the run play, Walker up the middle. That's a touchdown. We're going to tie this game up at 7. Shout out Kenneth Walker and the line for making those blocks. Giants have it back now, and they're going to get a first down there. I'm trying to remember who their quarterback was, but it was not Jackson Dart. They had someone else in there, and whoever it is has them at 11-0. So shout out to him. But now we were able to get a stop, so we ended up with the ball, trying to get some points before half. There's only 20 seconds left. Walker up the middle, gets a few yards. We only have one timeout at this point now, 20 seconds remaining. Darnold looking. We're going to have to go deep, give it to your best player, and Jackson Smith-Njigba comes down with it. Timeout Seattle. And we try to take a few shots into the end zone. Didn't work. So we ended up settling for 3. But what a catch from Jackson Smith-Njigba. And at halftime, it is 10-7. The 4-7 Seahawks are up on the 11-0 Giants that are somehow 11-0. But now 2nd and 6. We are going to get the nice RPO to Jackson again. Darnold as the quarterback, kind of doing his thing. Hits, I can't see his name, Stowers is going to get the first down there. Then we get Kenneth Walker first down, just moving the ball, keeping the tides moving, keeping the clock moving, but also getting efficient plays. 3rd and 8, they call that a first down, and I really appreciate them for it because I wasn't sure. But Sam Darnold didn't see an option. I run it in with himself, and there's his celebration. Sam Darnold giving us a 17-7 lead on the undefeated Giants. But right away, I mean, they were trying to strike back right away. A nice little play there up the corner to get a first down. And then on this out route from number 1, they get another first down. And then, I mean, the Giants, they're already down here. Quarterback, nice throw on the move. Gets the touchdown, 17-14. So now we got to run some clock, but also keep getting first downs. Jackson Smith-Njigba moving up the floor, or the field rather. I'm used to basketball. But Kenneth Walker, 3rd, little spin move, little double spin move. He gets the first down. So now at 3rd and 9, 2 minutes remaining. This is a pretty critical play here because if they get it back, they could score a touchdown. But thankfully, we're going to get that first down and a lot more. Give us 6. Shout out to these Seahawks. They put in that work. We actually scored on every drive that we had. And then I just missed the extra point. Love to see it. But every drive we had, we ended up scoring. So love to see it. The Giants go long, and they end up catching it and scoring a touchdown because why not? Love to see it, but they only have an onside kick as their choice, and thankfully we are able to secure it and win this game 23-21. That could have been really bad if they ended up getting it because we did miss the extra point, so all they would have needed was a field goal to win. But we do win. So now we're 5-7. We end up beating the Cowboys, make it 6-7. Then we got the Commanders, but we lose 6-8. We really needed that game. And then we're 7-8 beating the 49ers, but at this point, does it really matter? I end up, looking at the standings and everything, seeing where we rank, and it doesn't look too promising. We end up playing the Chargers, trying to see where we end up, if we can win, and I don't see the win the game achievement. So we are now 7-9, even though we're an 86 overall. And even though we beat the Cardinals, it's not going to be enough. We end up missing the playoffs after they won the Super Bowl this year. And the Giants end up playing the Titans in the Super Bowl, and the Titans have the same record as us. They're 8-9, but they're just in the other conference, man. So it was just unfortunate. But then we went to the draft, got some good players. We got Moore, DeGraff, and Randolph. DeGraff was an A+ for that pick, and then Espinoza with the D. This is the roster now. I mean, we still have a really good team. Darnold, our quarterback. We still got Kenneth Walker as our 92 overall halfback. I don't know why they did so poorly in Sim. Jackson Smith and Jigba, he's a 97 overall. Got a couple 81 overalls as well. Tight ends. I mean, we have a solid squad, man. I really do feel like this team should be making some noise. Even look at the offensive line. I mean, a lot of solid overalls. I guess the right guard could be better. Left guard's an 81. Like, the defense, we got 280s there. You know, every position seems to have an 80+ overall, or if not, it's a high 70. So I don't know how much better we're supposed to get. All right, so hopping into the college football side of things, we got Washington and Washington State to take over. We'll see who ends up getting more success early, but Washington has about 5.8K NIL to deal with for recruits. So they're going to be, you know, we're going to be targeting a lot of 4-stars and stuff. Not going to be diving too much into recruiting, but I did want to give you guys a little rundown of the NIL. So we do have 5.8K for Washington. And then for the Washington side of things, or the Washington State side of things, rather, they have about 925 NIL. So this one's going to be a bit tougher. We're going to have to go for like 3-star prospects that don't require as much NIL. But again, you guys won't really see too much of this process. I'll probably just show you guys the class or whatever. But this is our schedule, the Washington side. That's our Big Ten schedule. You know, we got Oregon, Indiana, Penn State, Nebraska, some pretty notable guys. They start out playing each other, so we will hop into that. Washington State, yeah, so they got their Pac-12 matchups. They finally have a conference now instead of just them and Oregon State. So now, yeah, we can check out the rosters. Washington's best players, their quarterback, Demond Williams Jr. But most of their team, they got a lot of 80+ overalls. They got 290s. And then for Washington State, their best player is Tony Freeman, the wide receiver. And they got a few 80 overalls as well, but not nearly as good as Washington, obviously. So now we hop into this game. Let's see how it goes.
In the Pacific Northwest, the battle to claim the Apple Cup always hotly contested. And even when these teams have struggled and winless seasons have been part of the equation, that just intensified the resolve to bring home the apples. On the banks of Lake Washington, it's Husky Stadium. It's the Washington State Cougars and the Washington Huskies. Alongside David Pollock and Jesse Palmer, I am Reese Davis. Holly Rowe is down on the sidelines. We say hello to Holly.
The Washington Huskies trying to get back on top, coming off a strong season at 9-4. Jed Fish is starting to build back that roster. After his quarterback, Demond Williams, flirted with the transfer portal, he is back.
All right, so we start off. Washington chugs down the field. First and goal, but it's going to be intercepted by Washington State in the end zone. So we're not going to start off with a touchdown. It is intercepted by, if you want to say that name, you can, but shout out to him. 3rd and 4 for Washington State on their drive. They go for it, and it is dropped. So it'll stay 0-0. Now 3rd and 4 for Washington. They're going to go for it, and a nice play there. It is caught and ran. Can he make it all the way back, though? Can he? He cannot. He's taken down at the 2, but a great throw and a nice play. I couldn't see his name. That was too fast, but a nice play. And then a touchdown from number 17 on Washington. Hopefully we show his name. Yeah, Jaden Lamar is going to end up with the touchdown there. Washington State now has it, and they're going to throw an interception. Screw that. Make it a pick 6. 14-0 Washington, just like that. Intercepted by Rashawn Clark. And then Washington State was able to respond with a little field goal there to make it 14-3, but it was looking pretty rough for them there. Washington 3rd and 4 in this second quarter, and it does go off the lineman. And now on a 4th and inches for Washington State, where they got pretty close. it was not going to be good enough for them there, and that is going to end up being halftime. So 14-3, Washington leads Washington State. There are the stats if you care at all. But yeah, Washington ranked number 23 in the nation. You know, this is a big game for them. Honestly, every game is at this point. Washington going deep, a little jump ball, almost caught, but it is dropped. Then we go back to Washington side of things, 14-3. Can they add on? They absolutely can. A nice little play there, a little play action play, and it will go to the tight end there, number 86, Decker DeGraff, who, if you were paying attention, just got drafted by our Seahawks team. So he's in Washington twice. But anyway, Washington State, that nice play there, and they are actually going to be able to respond as they will make the score 21-10. That was, I believe, the first play right after that touchdown. So Daniel Blood right there for Washington State gets that long touchdown, and then on the extra point, it does actually end up being blocked by Washington and recovered, so that will stay at 21-9 rather than 21-10. But Washington State will get the stop, and then they will look long again on 3rd and 9, try to make something happen, but nothing happens. And now we hop into the fourth quarter. Washington goes for it on a 4th and 5 and throws an interception again to Washington State. Keeping things alive is Gage Jones. And now 21-9, 3rd and goal. They got backed up a bit. The throw is up and caught by Washington State. It's the same guy as before, Daniel Blood, doing it again. 21-15. If they can get the PAT, and they do, it's 21-16. Washington now responding, breaks a tackle, and they are going to get the first down there. Washington State using their timeouts. And on 2nd and 11, Washington is going to get another first down, and that's all they need. They kneel it out and win the rivalry game 21-16. But Washington State did show signs of life, so you got to give them some credit. But anyway, then we hop into Utah State, Washington. It's 7-7 going to overtime. This is not Washington State. This is just normal Washington. But we will score 14-7 to start overtime, so that's a good start. Utah State, what are they going to do in their 4th and 7 play? They throw a nice interception to us, wasn't even close to their guy. So we will end up winning this game, but that was way too close. And then for Washington State, it ends up being 17-7, so they end up losing. And then we have our FCS week. Washington wins 48-0, Washington State wins 34-0. Then we keep the season moving. Washington's 3-0 at this point. They got to play Minnesota, and in a 10-3 ball game, we are going to get the stop on Minnesota and win 10-3. So Washington continues to just win the games in front of them. But Washington State can't seem to put it together. They lose to Arizona, and then Washington gets tested against USC, 4-0 to 4-1, a ranked matchup. How will this go? How do you guys think it will go? Okay, 44-0. Love to see it. But at least Washington State responds, 14-10. But yeah, anyway, the season keeps chugging along. We hop into Washington State, Utah State here. Utah State is going to tie this game at 13. And then Washington State has a chance here, but it ends up being deflected. And Utah State gets it back. And on the very next play, they're going to end up scoring a touchdown and taking the lead. So we were hopping in up 13-6. And just a few plays later, we're down 20-13. And on 4th and 3, Washington State has a chance to make something happen. The quarterback is going to get the first down, but we only have a few seconds left. And with 5 seconds remaining, we try to throw it up long. Can anything happen? Absolutely not. So Washington State will end up losing that one as well. But yeah, let's look at the schedules now. Washington has Purdue next. They're 5-1, 17th in the nation. So things not going too bad for them. But on Washington State's side of things, a little bit rougher. But we'll see what they can end up doing. Washington ends up beating Purdue 24-10 to continue their hot streak. And then for Washington State, it's 14-7. and we will tie the game against Oregon State at 14 apiece. Darius Clemens is going to receive that there. But then they get the freaking field goal blocked again, and they have to onside kick it because they have no timeouts, and they're going to lose this game because the PAT was blocked. And Washington State's season, quite literally, I don't think it can get worse at this point. All right, so now Washington State, we got to hop into this game against San Diego State, try to save the season. And it is my first time playing this game at this point, being actually behind the sticks. So it may not be the best gameplay right away, and especially because it's a new team. But as you can see right there, San Diego State just absolutely grabs one out the air on me. Then 1st and 10 here, they're going to get the first down and some more, down at around the 25. And then on 2nd and goal, they do a nice little RPO, and they're going to get the first touchdown of the game to lead 7-0. Now it's our turn. We do a little RPO. That's our first play of the year as Washington State. Not the best, but we will get the first down and a lot more here on the nice little route. And we do get taken down just inside the 35. So we're just trying to match them right now. We just want to try and win this game, see how we can do this year. Going with the quarterback there, getting that first down. And then on 3rd and inches, we do a nice little run play. The line does well, and we get down to around the 2-yard line. And we end up converting and getting the touchdown there to tie it at 7. So now we got to play some defense again. Can we get the stop on San Diego State? Hell no, we cannot, as that catch is made and kept in bounds. And then another throw is made, and they beat us deep to lead 14-7 early. And it's not looking good for Washington State. I see why we are doing so poorly in sim, and a terrible throw there ends up with us having to punt it. And then for them again, they're looking around, another nice play on the run, and he holds on to that ball. I mean, they were just killing us. The line there for them, killing us again. They get down to like the 30. Another running play. We cannot stop him at all. And he's going to get all he wants. He's going to get right into the end zone, make it 21-7. And now our chance here, we're going to throw it up, try to make something happen. An incredible catch there. So I don't know how we got that done. But then we're going to be taking a look here, trying to get a first down, and we will. Just trying to stay alive. We're down 2 touchdowns. Striking back with some kind of something would help, but that ball is underthrown, and they're going to get the interception. And to be honest, I was kind of pissed off at this point. They're 3rd and 10. They're going deep again, and will they catch it? They will not. They almost got the deflection. But now for us, we're going to be looking. They had a good punt, and then he just gets that interception, and that was it for me. We just simulated to the end, 35-17. I said, I've had enough, I've seen enough. But anyway, we go back to Washington, and we had a nice game against Nebraska here, a little ranked matchup between Big Ten teams, and that fumble ends up with us. So now, off of that play, we potentially are going to win this game. CJ Christian with the nice play there. And then on 3rd and 8, the throw is up and made. Beautiful play from us, and we were able to run out the clock, winning the game 14-7. Great starting season for this Washington team. They just have 4 games left. Penn State, Michigan State, Indiana, and Oregon. Penn State, we are now down 3. Trying to make something happen here. And on that first play, it's now 2nd and 3. They try to have another shot at it, and a nice play is made there. Could have been intercepted, but it was caught. Washington now inside the 35, a nice play. They get inside the 15, and we do end up settling for 3. So now in overtime, it'll be 17-17. This is a big game for us, big game for Penn State as well, since they're ranked. But now on 2nd and goal, Penn State is going to strike first with a touchdown. On our go, we're going to be looking around, getting that first down there. And then on 1st and goal, our quarterback finds the receiver, touchdown, Washington, Desmond Roebuck, and then the next play in double overtime, Desmond Roebuck does it again, giving us a 30-24 lead. And then on our 2-point conversion, since we have to take it, we do get it deflected. So now we got to play some defense, and Penn State does have a chance to win. Quarterback is going to get the first down there off of a 3rd and 19. So that is quite a fumble from us. And then the quarterback on the move again gets another first down. And then on 2nd and goal, can they tie this game up? They absolutely can. And they have a chance to win it on a run play, but we do stop them. So now it's 2-point conversion time, and their first try is incomplete. We have a chance to win, and they stop us at the 1-yard line. An incredible tackle. Now we have another go, and we are going to score. We just need one stop. Can we get it? We absolutely can. So 32-30, Washington beats Penn State. Huge play there. All right, now that has us at number 4 in the rankings. Washington really looking good right now. Washington State is going to get some revenge, getting a win 31-16. But then when we hop into Washington's next game, the unthinkable happens. We are down 17-7, and we are going to get this field goal. But now we have to try to get an onside kick, or else we lost this game to Michigan State, and we do not get it. So therefore, we're going to lose 17-7, or 17-10 rather, and that drops us quite a bit down to, I believe, 15. So that is not what we needed, and now our playoff berth is on the line. We hop into this Washington State game, try to see how they can finish their season strong. They end up with a touchdown there, going up 10-3. Darius Clemens there on the nice little slant. Then for Texas State on their 1st and 10, it's the last play of the game, and it is incomplete. So Washington State is going to win this game 10-3, even though these games don't really mean much for them at this point. But now, Washington, Indiana. We had to hop into this. I'm not going to take too long with it because this doesn't mean as much as the Oregon one. But a nice interception there from our guy, and he's going to try and take it back, but we do end up getting caught. A nice play there from Alex McLaughlin. Got him in the end zone, and then on our side of things, we tried to get in the end zone, but our running back ends up fumbling right outside of our end zone. So we tried to bring it back, and then on our next drive, we did end up scoring. We held Indiana back, so now we lead 7-0 off that nice touchdown from Rashid Williams, and then we were able to hold them again, so they're going to have to punt on this 4th and 6. Just good defense from us all around, but we are going to have to punt back. Then on their 1st and 10, we get a very generous interception. It was bobbled and caught, and we are going to end up bringing it back as well. Touchdown, Washington. You just love to see it. 57-yard pick 6. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. You absolutely love it. There's the dog for Washington. And look, you could see right here, just 2 routes. It just hits his shoulder. Wasn't even going to the guy that he was guarding, but it was right place, right time, and the reaction to get it was perfect. Now Indiana is going to strike back, getting 3, but 14-3 at half off of those crazy plays. You love to see it. But then for us, we're going to end up fumbling on one of the first plays of the second half. And then Indiana, will they strike back? They absolutely will. They're going to get a touchdown there to make it 9-14. And the 2-point conversion is also good, making it 14-11. Now on our drive, 3rd quarter, minute left. We're going to run with our running back, and we are going to get a lot of open space. Can we make it all the way back? It looks like we absolutely can. 21-11 is the score now after that great run from our guy, number 17, Jaden Lamar. And then on their drive, you know, they're on a 1st and goal. Can they get something done? No, they can't. A big-time interception from our guy there. And that wraps up the game with Indiana, 21-11. Now for Washington State, 31-13. They take down Oregon State. And now we have the biggest game yet.
Pacific Northwest, there is a special and hateful place these two schools have for each other in their hearts. From Jake Browning's point or Kenny Wheaton running back to score, this game has had plenty of moments, and maybe we'll get another classic in this one.
All right, so at this point, Oregon is 6-5, but there's still a 90-plus overall, so the record really doesn't mean anything in this case. But they start the game off with a nice little fumble here that we do recover. So everything seeming to go our way other than that Michigan State game. RPO here, we are going to go and get the first down. And then on a 3rd and 9, trying to get towards the end zone. Trying to look deep, but it isn't caught. It is dropped. So we're going to have to settle for 3. But honestly, they gave us the ball right away. So we'll take 3. We're not mad at it. Then Oregon on their drive, they're looking, going deep, and it is caught for a few yards there, going to around the 10. And then the first down ends up being a touchdown for them, 7-3. And then for us, we can't get the first down on our drive. We have to punt back, and then on their drive, they go get a first down, end up in a 1st and goal scenario. And then they're going to run it in and make it 14-3. So that 3-0 lead we just had has been evaporated quite fast. But now on this play, we're going to end up getting the first down and some more with our quarterback. And then on the option, we're going to pitch it to our running back, who's going to dive for that first down. And we're going to use the timeout. And then on our next play for the 4th down, that was a huge catch from number 86, Decker DeGraff, the tight end, to make it 14-10. So we still have a chance in this game. 2nd and 6 now. We're going to be looking and getting the first down there. And now on this next play, we are unfortunately in a 3rd and 19. Got to try and go deep, and we do get lucky with a flag. They called pass interference. So shout out to the ref for that one, bailing us out. And then on the next play on our 1st and 10, we're going to end up running it into the end zone to take the lead. So now it's 17-14. On Oregon's drive, they make it 17-17 to tie it. And now it's our next drive. We have a 3rd and 10. Can we get the first down? We damn sure cannot. So now Oregon has it again. And we got to try and get a stop. And it's not going to happen on this play, as number 86 for them gets quite a few yards. And then they do a running play here, and the blocking is there to get them a big first down. 4 minutes remaining. They're going to try and run again. No, they're not. The RPO is going to get them a first down. And then on the 1st and goal, he just completely shoves my guy and gets the touchdown, making it 24-17. But now it's 4th and 6 for us. We need this to happen, and we do get sacked. So it's not going well for us now. 2 minutes, 30 seconds remaining, and we do get a fumble, but they recover it. And that is game-changing. They are going to end up getting a touchdown the next play, and we end up simming out 34-17. Just a terrible way to lose, and now we're not going to make the playoffs, so we have to play Wyoming in the Cheez-It Bowl game. What a fall from grace. Alright, so hopping into the Wyoming Bowl game. This is the last real game we're hopping into of this first season episode for Washington. And the nice deep ball there to get us started, and a flag on Wyoming as well, just to rub it in. And now on that next play in our drive, we are going to get a nice throw and touchdown, number 3 right there. And that's halftime, 7-0 right away. So now Wyoming's going deep, and they are going to get that nice play there, 7-0, and Wyoming is going to make it 7-7 right there, tying it up. So does Wyoming have a chance, or are we just going to run it up? Nice little play there to get the first down, and we will. Now we're around the halfway point, hitting the guy on the slant, and we are going to get the first down with DeGraff there. And then our running back going to the left, getting into the end zone, touchdown, making it 14-7. We were able to get a stop on him, give us another running back touchdown, number 4 this time. Shout out to the guys, they're getting it done. He's doing his little dance in the end zone, and the Wyoming fans are not very happy. Now we're looking at an RPO, nice play there, beautifully caught, beautiful turn, and he has enough space to get in for our 4th touchdown of the day. That guy is Baron Naone, the backup tight end. And we're going to win this bowl game 28-7. So even though we didn't make the playoffs, we did end with a win. And we do end up upgrading the facility because I don't know what that really does, but we're going to try it. And then recruiting-wise, we end up with the 5th best class in the nation. So a solid start to year 1 for us. Hopefully these guys turn into real prospects, real good players for us. And yeah, man, Washington, we got to try and make the playoffs next year. Here's the full class if any of you guys are fully interested. I'm really excited to get into this full series. It's going to be a lot of fun. But then on the Washington State side of things, or actually we're going to check the NIL. I actually spent the most in all of college with Washington. So I might have spent too much, but it's okay. Washington State side of things, we are going to end up with the best class in the Pac-12. So that's all that matters for Washington State. You know, we got to try and win that conference. And yeah. All right, real quick, just hopping into the NBA side of things. We don't have a representative yet, but for the 26-27 simulation season, Victor Wembanyama does take home the MVP award. And then we simulate the playoffs. As you guys can see, the Knicks and Spurs end up in the finals yet again, but this cursed finals has the Spurs win 4-1 instead of the Knicks. And then, as you guys can see, the Sonics and Venom will join not this coming year, but the year after. And with that being said, that's the end of episode 1. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in episode 2. Peace.